What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You are watching Keto Rewind and I am Jess. Thank you for clicking on today's video. So today's video is day 5 of the Flab Fighter Challenge, or the weight loss challenge I'm currently doing. I'm showcasing what I'm doing to lose weight, and it is focused on a high protein keto approach or lifestyle, and I am giving weekly meal plans, shopping lists, everything for free of what I'm doing. In some videos I'll attach the macros and obviously all of the recipes that I either came up with or I am sharing from somebody else. Anyways, go to KetoRewind.com for more information. Today is day 5. It is Friday. It is one of those days that it's easy to get off track because it's Friday. I speak from experience that I totally am to blame when it comes to wanting to let loose on the weekends. I am usually on the money or spot on Monday through Friday, then Friday at 5 o'clock through Sunday evening, things aren't good. So I've been wanting to make this video for a while, and it's basically my tips on how to stop eating. If you are like me, once you start eating, it's hard to put the brakes on. Like after my meal, I want to keep going when I'm clearly done, even though I'm full and all that thing. It's just an emotional trigger to keep eating. So if you're like me and you want to change your habits from eating too much or going past that point of you're done, this video is for you. I have 5 tips here that I have been doing to help myself stop eating when the meal is over. It is purely a mental obstacle. So by implementing these healthy habits to stop the eating, over time you can retrain your body to stop. You've had enough, you know? So anyways, let's talk about the most important one, the one that nobody wants to hear, and that is number 1 coming in at drink your water. I cannot say that. I cannot express drink your water enough. I can honestly say the more I drink my full water intake that I need to have per day, the better I am at snacking, feeling full, getting through those hunger waves. When I don't drink a lot of water and I replace those liquids with like diet soda or coffee even, it is so much harder to pump the brakes when it comes time to eating or feeding times. So if I drink water all throughout the day, I'm constantly pounding water, I am really setting myself up for success that day. Now, if you don't like water, there's other options when it comes to water. I like to drink, obviously, water. The next one would be water with electrolytes. And speaking of electrolytes, I have a promo for you. And I just want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Element. Element electrolytes are another fantastic way to get your water in. I sip on them throughout the day. These are great, especially for us that are on a low carb keto diet where we're getting a workout in, we're sweating it out. And these are a great way to keep the energy levels high in addition to the hydration. And each packet of a science-backed ratio of electrolytes contains 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. Great taste, no sugar, no gluten, no fillers, no artificial flavors, colors, all that stuff. Just great electrolytes. I put 1 packet of electrolytes in with 32 ounces of water, shake it up, and I will either sip it all day if I'm fasting, or I'll drink it during my workout if I'm getting my sweat on. My favorite flavor is the watermelon salt, but don't take my word for it. You can get a free sample pack using this link down below. It's only available through me for my Keto Rewind community, but you can get a free sample pack with every purchase. So just go to www.drinkelement.com/Keto Rewind. That is drinkelement.com/Keto Rewind. Thank you, Element, for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to the rest of the show. So the third thing to help get my water in would be herbal teas. I am trying to find a herbal tea, like a green tea that I'm swearing by. I'm experimenting with a bunch of blends, methods, steeping things, and You know, so I'm trying to get like my water in by sipping tea because that also gives you health benefits. Coffee gives you some health benefits, but herbal tea can give you a load of health benefits when you have it, in addition to getting your water in. Also, when it comes to that, you could do sparkling waters. Those still count as water, just make sure they're unsweetened. So on to my second tip on how to stop eating once the meal time is over. That would be the other thing that a lot of people don't want to hear, and that is eat your protein first. Not only do you need to hit the amount of protein that you need to take in per day, but you also have to start with eating your protein on your plate. I find that if I eat all of my protein first, it gives me time, or sends my signal to my brain that I'm getting full, I'm satisfied, so that when maybe I'm full once I move on to my side or my vegetables, that signal is already, okay, you're full, and it's okay to skimp out on that part of the plate, but it's never okay to skimp out on your protein. Getting all of your protein intake in helps keep you fuller longer. It helps make you not have the instability of the blood sugar spikes. It also allows you to keep your lean mass while you're burning fat, so you can change your body composition. And it has a higher satiety effect. So these signals in your brain that tell you to stop eating are based on your protein intake. There's not really a switch when it comes to carbs. So if you're going to have a limited space in your belly, it's never okay to skimp your protein. Skimp on the rest of the plate, but get all of your protein in. So my third tip, this one's really easy. It's unconventional, but anybody can do it, and it gives you more health benefits, is brush your teeth when you're done with your meal. As soon as you're done with that meal, go to your bathroom and brush your teeth. I don't know about you, but the taste of mint toothpaste in your mouth does not make a Cheeto taste good. It's gross. It shuts it down. It gives you that redirect. It says, okay, meal's over. I got fresh and clean teeth. Keep moving on. So I've been doing that a lot lately, and hopefully my teeth have started to appear whiter, but I've been doing that tip for a while now. But it really does help, you know, that freshness in your mouth stays for there 15 minutes or so, so that usually gets your head, or gets your head snapped out of it. So try brushing your teeth after every meal. The next one that I have recently started this past week is go for a 20-minute walk after your meal. So I'm trying to get 10,000 steps in a day. I am incredibly busy with softball, with volleyball, with 2 kids doing 2 different activities, one of them in a competitive version of that. So it's a lot more time consuming and demanding. So I found that if I divide that extra, maybe 3 miles that I need to get in per day, in addition to the rest of what I'm doing, that's how I've been getting my 10,000 steps. So after I breakfast, I go around the neighborhood. The loop in my neighborhood is exactly a mile. I have 15 minutes where I can scooch that in really quick. Have lunch, go for that walk again, go for dinner, go for that walk again. Not only did I get my steps in, but I also came back feeling so much more refreshed, and the feel-goodness of the endorphin release from working out. And it was just a walk around the block. It was just a stroll. I didn't go try to kill myself. I enjoyed that just disconnect and going for my quick walk. And in addition to that, I'm able to hit my 10,000 step goal. And it did it so easily and effortlessly. It's a way easier than trying to go bank out a 45-minute walk or a 3-mile walk, you know, all at once. You know, I don't really have as much time in a chunk of time like that, but I can spare 15 minutes. So move your body. I'm not saying you have to get 10,000 steps in a day, but if you want to sneak in a walk after meals and you're having a hard time pumping the brakes at mealtime, just go out the door. Put your shoes on and go out the door. Hop on your treadmill, go work out 15 minutes. And my last tip along those lines of being busy, another reason that I can shut the door is when my kid has a 6 o'clock softball game but has to be there at warm-ups 30 minutes before. It takes me 15 minutes to get there. By 5 o'clock, we need to be putting our shoes on and getting the bags for the softball or the volleyball bag and going out the door. There is no more eating when I'm at the ball fields, when I'm busy, you know, but if I'm at home all day, well, there's way more temptation to keep that meal going, right? So basically what I'm saying is get busy. When it comes to maybe your child has a sport or activity, instead of dropping them off and leaving, go there and watch them. You know, just get you out of the house. You know, bring your water and sip on it while you watch your kid, you know, but just start a craft project, do something, just get busy. Reorganize the kitchen drawer that looks like a junk drawer, you know, like just get busy. So I hope these 5 easy tips to stopping the eating window were a big help. So let's talk about the rest of the full day of eating. Now, breakfast and lunch were pretty self-explanatory. I did my omelet today, and it's because I wanted veggies on my chicken crust pizza. I did not have the veggies in my omelet. I'm now putting them on my pizza. So you can still have your carbs, just move them around and plan for them so that you can fit your carbs in the day. So I'm just doing a plain old regular omelet this time. 3 egg whites plus 1 whole egg. It cooked in a ½ tablespoon of butter with 2 slices of Canadian bacon. And lunch was just a reheated hamburger with mustard relish. So that one was pretty self-explanatory, so I didn't even take a picture of it, but let's talk about the chicken crust pizza. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with some sweet peppers. I have cans of white chicken breast, and it's already cooked. It's just, I get this one from Costco. You can pretty much find it at any grocery store. I have some red onion and some mushroom, and I'm gonna make the crust out of the chicken. So I want all the pieces to cook at the same time, so making sure that everything's the right size, it will help with this. This pizza doesn't stay in the oven as long as a traditional pizza, so time is of the essence. So all of your pieces need to be bite-sized just like that, and you can mix and match whatever toppings that you want to. So I have a little bit of leftover red onion, so I'm just gonna slice off a little bit, and I can measure all of these ingredients this way so that I know how much is ending up on each pizza. Everybody can have their own, you know, so it's just easy to track macros this way. So I have my red onion set aside, and the next thing I'm gonna dice up is some mushrooms. I personally don't like mushrooms on my pizza, but Kyle does, and you know, it's easier to just mash them all up while I've got the cutting board here. So, but my parents also liked the mushrooms. So, but kids and I, we skip them. So you're gonna drain your can of chicken, and then putting it on a scale, measure out 1 ounce of Parmesan cheese. Each one of these pizzas, I'll have the macros for down below. But I'm going to do this recipe per crust. So add an egg and then season up with garlic powder and Italian seasoning and a little salt. And if you want to add anything else, like, you know, hot pepper flakes or something, whatever you want to flavor your crust with, go for it. But this will make 1 crust. So I'm just going to finish adding in all of my ingredients, and then I'm going to mix up all of these ingredients. You could get like amazing texture if you threw this in a food processor, but I'm just not that fancy, and I like it kind of rustic, and it kind of does fall apart decent. So once you have it all mixed up, we're going to form the crust. I have it on a piece of parchment paper, and then I'm going to put another parchment paper on top and smush it. You can use a rolling pin, or for me, I just find using your hands and using, you know, that, you know, where things need to get squished. So I've done it so many times, I don't use a rolling pin, but I can pretty much get it this pretty by my hand. So that is my crust. I'm going to make Kyle's crust. In addition to this, we did an experiment if you can stuff the crust with a mozzarella cheese stick. This we'll wait to the end and give you that to answer, but it looked really pretty. And I was it was very promising before cooking. That's all I'm going to say. I will update you with that in a minute. But that was 1 string cheese cut into 4 really small slices and then mixed. So next, this is how you're going to measure out your toppings. I have 3 tablespoons of tomato sauce. So make sure it's unsweetened. You're going to get a lot of carbs that way if you don't. So 3 tablespoons did the trick, and that was about for that much. If you wanted more, you can add more. But that is how I like it. And next I'm going to measure out my cheese, and I ended up doing a cup of shredded mozzarella. It's kind of I think they call this the rustic cut or whatnot, but I put a whole cup down, and I'm going to layer it with several different cheeses, so that's why it's going to look kind of like empty. And on top of that, I'm going to put an Italian blend, a 1/4 cup. I forget what it measured out to be, but it was around a 1/4 cup of that, and that's sprinkled in between all those gaps. And the combination of cheeses that you use is really going to make your pizza. So adding that on top was just a great option. And then my absolute favorite thing to add on to pizza is ricotta cheese. So I also pulled out a 1/4 cup of ricotta cheese in the smallest little clumps and spread it all throughout the pizza. And it's a little sticky, but you know, I swear this is the most delicious part of the pizza. But not all ricotta cheeses are created equal, so get a good one. And lastly, I'm gonna add I'm gonna add my red onions at this point. And I think it came out to 4 grams total of red onion. I mean, it was pretty marginal. It's just a little bit of flavor in each bite. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. And then lastly, I'm gonna add my sweet peppers. So if I remember correctly, it was like 10 grams or something of sweet peppers. It was not really that much in the grand scheme of things. So next, I'm going to measure out, this is where you're gonna add up calories real fast, and that's your pepperoni. So measure out 16 pieces of pepperoni or 1 ounce worth of pepperoni. Spread it out all evenly, but remember, this is where you add your fat. So you can't do a massive amount of fat and have a hamburger for lunch. So you have to make sure you measure and eat within your macros if you're trying to lose weight. And I consider pepperoni more fat than a protein. So anyways, pop that in the oven, 500 degrees. And oh my goodness, look at that. Does that not look decadent or what? So you cook the crust at 500 degrees for 8 minutes. Add your toppings until it's melted. And then you're done. Gone. No cheese. Okay, and the macros for today's dinner or breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast came in at 2 carbs. Protein was 34 grams. Fat was 21 grams, 343 calories. Lunch was just my reheated burger with an ounce of cheese, and that was around 1 net carb, 31 grams of protein, 39 grams of fat, and 484 calories. My chicken crust pizza, I did my exact pizza. It made 8 slices, and I ate 4 slices. So 1 serving would be half the pizza, and I did half the pizza plus 1 slice. So anyways, the macros on it was 10 net carbs, 75 grams of protein, 44 grams of fat, and 726 calories. And all of this 1 pizza makes 2 servings, so it was the macros per serving. And then I added in all of my ingredients, and that's how I came up with these numbers. So yeah, that was it. And it was a great and satisfying dinner. Alrighty folks, I hope you found benefit and joy in this video. It is the weekend. I'm not going to be posting Saturday and Sunday videos. I will take a picture of what I've eaten Saturday and Sunday, and I'll put it in Monday's video. And hopefully we can do a weight update, maybe a macros update kind of thing after we've done this for a whole week. So stay tuned for Monday, and I will see you then. Go be great.